And you're gonna wanna stay tuned and find out why it is that it's important to know how to mop the floor with a cup of water and doggy towels, because this is an important life lesson. A stack of doggy towels, a stack of doggy towels, and a cup of water. Starting at one end. I try to keep my water spills towards the middle of the room. I don't want it to get like underneath the cabinets and things. And then I skate. As soon as I dump water on the floor and I step onto these doggy towels, my skating skill level becomes like Olympic level. The reason that this method of mopping the floor is so important to know, two things. Number one, because sometimes when you assign your kids to do something, you have in your mind a specific way that you would do it. And they start doing it differently, and then you are like, you're not doing it right. This may not be the most efficient way to mop the floor. It's not the fastest way to mop the floor. It's not the way to get the floor the cleanest. It's none of those things. But what it is it is a method of cleaning the floor. When I mop the floor like this, it still gets the floor clean. And that's the point that I wanted to get at. It's okay for somebody else to do it in a slightly different way. So if I enjoy doing it that way, it's a great way to do it. Woo! Lots of skate. At some point, they're either going to decide that they just really love doing it in that weird way and let that be one of their quirks, and that's okay. Or they're going to decide, I actually have other things I'd rather be doing with my time, and so I'm going to figure out how to do it in a faster, more efficient way. The old skates are very worn out. Then it's time to dry. New skates. And the second reason that it's important to know about this method of mopping the floor is because this is a creativity method. This is a method that came about because I didn't have a mop. One time when we were moving, I looked at our old mop and it was way past retirement. Like, it was disgusting and dirty, and I'm pretty sure when I used it that I actually moved dirt onto the floor instead of mopping things up off of the floor. It was that bad. And it was, see ya, wouldn't wanna be ya. I took it to the curb. We get to our new house and I needed to mop, and I didn't have a mop. And I thought, well, I could go to the store and get a mop, but I didn't have energy to go to the store and get a mop and mop the floor. That's two separate things. I had the energy to do one thing. Actually, I didn't even have the energy to do one thing, but I was going to try and do one thing anyway. So going to the store to get a mop did not end in the floor actually getting mopped at this point. We would have had the mop, I just wouldn't have used it at that point. But I really needed to use the mop and get the floor clean. Something had been spilled and it was actually sticky and it was really bothering me. And I just knew I would feel better if the floor was mopped, not if I had a mop. And so we had this little dilemma. I was missing the most important part of mopping the floor, the mop. I decided I would simply use what I had available. Necessity is the mother of invention. I figured the way that the floor got sticky was because something sticky got spilled on the floor. Well, the way the floor was gonna get cleaned was because something clean was gonna get spilled on the floor. And so I spilled water on the floor and I skated around. And I cleaned it all up. In those moments when you feel like, I can't do something because I am missing X, Y, and Z, whatever the most important part of your particular project is, and you're like, I can't do it because I'm missing that. That might be true. It might. But it also might be true that if you look around and you tried to just utilize what you have available, that you might find something that at least gets it basically done. Don't let what you don't have hold you back from what you want to get done. Figure out something, use what you have available, and move forward anyway. Those are the two life lessons that you learn from mopping the floor in a very weird way. Also, the other thing that you can learn is that that's good exercise. Like, seriously, it made me out of breath. So there's something good about that too. I'll see you next time on A Lolly Life.